Hey. Is this thing on? Check. Can't tell if it's on or not. Let us see. Let's turn this up. Check 1, 2. All right. So how are y'all feeling? I hope it's a good day for you. I won't be before you long. So the other day I did my take on the R&B legend Mount Rushmore female version, and I got flagged by the copyright police. So I was trying to be careful, but you get caught up in the music and you loving it, and then I'm like, oh, I played a little too much of it, and so as a result, of course, I had to, they took the video down. So today we are going to talk about the same subject. However, I'm not going to let them get me this time because I think it's important for me to be able to share who these women are and what they mean to me, what they mean to me personally. I'll give the disclaimer again that this is my list. You can make your own list, but this is my list of foundational R&B legendary, list of females. Now these women are the women that I've chosen are, let's see, they're all songwriters. They all can sing, and they all were just bosses in their time and are. So let's get this thing started. So my first artist is none other than Aretha Franklin. Like the Queen of Soul, of course, gets first position because she was the best. She is the voice, I believe. She's the voice of our generation, their generation, the generations to come. Like she's just that woman. So give it one time for Miss Aretha. I used to be afraid, and still am. I'm just gonna be honest, afraid to sing her songs because nobody can do it like her. I remember I used to go to this club here in Phoenix, and I think I sang. What did I sing? I think I sang Rock Steady one time with them. And so the next time I showed up to the club, before I could even get in the door good, they start playing it like they ready for me to sing it again. And I'm like, y'all just don't know that I was fighting for my life trying to sing that song. So yeah, there's just certain songs you just can't touch. And a couple of years ago, I decided to do a rendition of Daydreaming. And so I was brave enough to do it. So tonight I'm gonna sing a little bit of it right now. Just a little, not a lot, just a little. So I had to turn it down low enough so they don't catch me again. He's the kind of guy that you say, hey baby, let's get away. Let's go somewhere far where I don't care. He's the kind of guy that you give your everything, trust all your heart, show all of your love, till death do you part. Hey. I want to be what he wants, when he wants it, and whenever he needs it. And when he's feeling lonesome, love starved, I'll be there to feed him. Loving him a little bit more each day. It turns me right on when I hear him say, yeah, hey baby, let's get away. Let's go somewhere far. Baby, can we? Where I don't care. Oh, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Because I'll be here all day singing all these songs. So, my story about Miss Aretha, if you missed it the other day, is that I worked at a restaurant in DC called Georgia Brown's, and this is when they first opened. And so it became like this legendary place. It was a fine dining restaurant. Food. And so I was there. I started out as a hostess, and what do you call promoted to maitre d at some point. And this is while I was still a hostess at the time. And I get a phone call, and somebody's like, do you deliver? I was like, no, no, we do not, sir. Sorry. He's like, well, this is for Aretha. And there is only one Aretha. There's only one. And I was like, sir, tell me what it is that she would like, and I will hand deliver it myself. And that's exactly what we did. Me and my bestie hopped in a cab and delivered the food to her to the Four Seasons Hotel in Georgetown. And I'm not one that's usually tongue tied or speechless, but I was just in awe of her. And we walked into the suite. She had it set up so we can have lay the food out. And because my best friend is or was a server, she knew how to handle the food part. I was just there just so I could be there. I didn't handle nothing because I worked at the restaurant, but they had me nowhere near the food. I'll just leave it at that. That's just not my gift. But at any rate, on the way over there in the cab, I'm sure me and Bestie talked about like all the things we were gonna say, and like, oh, you can tell her you're singing. Yeah, I got there, didn't tell her none of that. I thanked her, and she gave us a lovely tip and kept it moving. Um, and that was definitely a memorable moment for me. And I like to say that I served a queen one day. So yeah, shout out to the Queen of Soul forever and ever, Miss Aretha Franklin. Um, my next, um, my next person that should be on the Mount Rushmore for R&B Legends female edition is Gladys Knight. Gladys has a voice and a tone that is unmatched. People, I want to be nice. The difference between artists from back in the day and now is that people had distinctive voices. You could hear their voice like, oh, that's a new Aretha song, or that's a new Gladys song, or that's a new so and so song. Nowadays, it's not as simple. Unfortunately, a lot of people sound like a lot of other people. So that's the one thing I'll say that I miss about that era of music, because as soon as you heard it, you knew exactly who it was. So with that said, I would like to give a shout out to the living legend, Miss Gladys Knight. Um, God, I can't even think of a song by her. I know I've sung a couple of them, but I'm drawing a blank right now. Um, I will say there was a story though. I forget where I was. It might have been a contest I was doing, and they told me I needed to sing something from the 70s, and I was going to sing a Gladys song. And I feel like it was neither one of us. I feel like it was neither one of us. I'm not sure. But I feel like my mom didn't want me to sing it because it had the hint of like somebody having an affair or something. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that song, but for some reason there's something in Gladys's um oh, if I were your woman. That's what it was. My bad. If I were your woman, she did not want me to sing that song because it was you know, talking about having an affair or whatever, and she would not let me sing that. Oh my goodness. I just thought I forgot all about that. Um so but that's the jam. I mean, I'm only gonna sing a little bit of it. I'm not gonna do much of it. But yeah, I had to remember um whew, if I were your woman and you were my man, You'd have no other woman. You'd be weak as a lamb if you had the strength to walk out that door. My love would overrule my sense, and I'd call you back for more if I were your woman. Ooh, that is about an, oh my goodness. I never really paid close attention. She was, oh my God. My mother was good for that. There was another song I was supposed to sing at a talent show in high school. She would not let me sing it, and it was As We Lay by Shirley Murdoch. Um, yeah, she wouldn't let me sing it. Mind you, I didn't know what it was about. It's morning and we slept the night away. I didn't know. I didn't know what they were talking about. At any rate, so yeah. But speaking of Shirley Murdoch, there's a host of other women that are not on this list that I still consider to be, women that are worthy of recognition, even though they're not in this top four list. So people like Stephanie Mills, Mickey Howard, um, Angela Winbush, Shirley Murdoch, Tina Marie, man, all the singers that they had in the group Atlantic Star, Sharon Bryant. Anyway, there's a lot of women that are not represented on this particular list. And again, these are just my top four foundational R&B legends. And I'm sure just like on the male list, there will be another part to this, because of course I want to give recognition to those especially that deserve it. So my next next woman that will be added to my Mount Rushmore is the one and only, the late great Natalie Cole. When I was a little girl, they used to have me sit on, I told the story where I sat on my uncle's girlfriend's lap. I guess he was trying to use me to, I don't know, to woo her or something. And I can't remember which Natalie song it was, but gosh, I can't think of what song that was, but the one song that I've probably have sung the most, but I've always been nervous every time I sang it, is Inseparable. Inseparable. That's what we are, inseparable. For the rest of our years, it's so wonderful to know you'll always be around me. Okay, that's enough. Because I've already messed up the words one time already. So I'm just going to leave that alone. Give it up one time for the late, great Miss Natalie Cole. Whew. This last person that is on this list and will forever be on this list. I have people in my family that argue me down about this woman. I won't put them on blast, but they need to be reprimanded for the things that they say about my girl. And it's not that they say anything bad about her. It's just the fact that they don't have her in high regard like I do. Right. Of course, I'm talking about none other than The Voice, Whitney Houston. As a little girl, of course, that is who I aspired to at least to emulate. I saw her as this graceful, beautiful singing sister, and I just admired her. The thing that I don't like about the way things ended for her, of course, I don't like the way things ended, but I also don't like how she was treated in her last days. Unfortunately, this country, and that was kind of like the beginning of how bad things have gotten with regards to people not treating, celebrities, especially, as human. They will, get behind a computer or behind their phones and just say anything. And I don't understand that. And I will never forgive the people that I saw speaking poorly about her in her struggles, because baby, the bodyguard, Yeah, you can't take that away from her at all. You can't take anything that she's ever done away from her. But the bodyguard, anyway. Um, the song that I'm not going to be able to sing the whole thing, but I do want to share a brief story about why I've chosen this song. The song is called "The Greatest Love of All." As a kid, I had a love hate relationship with it because my godmother, God rest her soul, Lee Brown, Rafe, she uh she wanted me to sing that song at every opportunity. And I mean every opportunity. When I joke with people and I tell them I've sung at the worst of places and the best of places, and my my godmother was having a yard sale one time. I was in high school, and she and my mother had me out there singing at the yard sale. And I don't know if it was the drum up business, but it was to get people to stay and look around and all of that. And of course, she requested that song. When somebody retired at her church, she wanted me to sing that song. And I remember having so much anxiety over the song because I felt like that wasn't my range. It's not my it's just not in my range, and so I didn't feel like I sounded good singing it. And so I would always cringe every time she would ask me to sing it. Well, fast forward to November 19th, 2020. Um, my godmother was in hospice, and we had been told that it could be at any moment that she would transition. So my mother was on FaceTime. I was living here. They were in California. And so she FaceTimed me so that I could speak to her. And so I sang. And of course I sang The Greatest Love of All. It was in that moment that I finally realized the message she had been trying to get to me all those years, with the lyrics, because the whole time I was focused on, oh, I don't sound so great, or it's not the right key, and I don't have the range that she has, or whatever. But the lyrics are so poignant that in her last moments, in my last moments with her, I finally understood what she'd been trying to get me to understand the whole time. And I'm not going to read all the lyrics, but and if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place, find your strength in love. And when I sang that last line, not only was it an emotional experience for me, of course, because I knew that was the end, but I finally got it. I finally understood what she'd been trying to say to me all these years. And so to that I say, I'm appreciative for that blessing. It was another example of how music can shift things, because in that moment I finally understood and started to change the way that I looked at myself, and I looked at the strength that I already had, all those things. So this one, again, Whitney Houston, the final addition to my R&B legend, Mount Rushmore. May she rest in peace, and may Godmommy rest in peace as well. I thank y'all for chiming in. Thank you for checking in and stopping by. In the chat, please do tell me who your Mount Rushmore R&B female legends would be. On that note, you have a great rest of your day, and be good to each other.